Hello, and welcome to the Knights in the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 50, covering scene 45. Last time, we fought and killed Princess Alier of the Tiamats. Doing so freed our corpse from the spell she had put on it, and it broke out of the crystal she had encased it in. Of course, it fell right into the hands of Yelma, who appropriated it. She more or less jumped inside our body, and now she's walking around with the corpse of the arbitrator. Of course, before we could react, she summoned a bunch of monsters to keep us busy while she sprinted off. Fortunately, killing stuff's what we do best. Here's our arena for this round. Quite a lot of stuff on screen. We've got a bunch of objects, a lot of monsters to fight, and 3 potential spots for knights to fight. Well, let's check it out. We have this archer Dasica we can recruit. We have an empty spot there for a knight, and I go ahead and throw in Fritz, one of our permanent warriors. An empty spot there, and that goes to Hilgard, one of our permanent duelists. Alright, let's get some key items loaded up. We have Dasica's. This was the key item we got in the last stage from that dragon statue, and it was quite the pain in the ass. But we got it, so we'll give it to him. We need some weapons for Fritz and Hilgard. Fritz is near an ice enemy, so I give him a fire axe. Hilgard's near both a sanctity monster and a darkness monster, so I give her one of each swords so she can play to the opposite of the enemy. That Excalibur weapon can be overcharged by Hilgard. She'll take advantage of that. Now, as for the rest of the field, we've got a lot of objects. A treasure box there, a crystal here, a crystal there, a treasure box there, and finally one last one here. And all of those contain weapons. There's a bridge here we can destroy, but there's not even a weapon inside. At any rate, the weapons inside those obstacles are not really worth me worrying about. So I'm just going to play like normal. I'm going to kill monsters. If a weapon pops out, I'll grab it, but I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to do it. This fairy here is in kind of a bad spot. It looks like she has a big route to travel, doesn't it? However, she's trapped by this crystal here and a treasure box there, so she's really limited to how far she can go. Same with the tree monster. Now I know tree monsters don't walk around, but that's a spot for any sanctity enemy during this round. And that enemy will be trapped by a treasure box and that crystal. So both those monsters are kind of fucked, which is kind of funny, as long as Fritz doesn't get crazy and destroy any of those obstacles and clear the path. Okay, we have a plan. We're going to kill some enemies. If we get some weapons out of the chests or whatever, fine. But it's not going to be our primary concern.
Engage! You're gonna get it!
So Dasica is talking about a Tiamat NPC, and Dasica himself is a Tiamat. That's interesting. So we give him his key item. And now we have a Tiamat soldier on our side. We've recruited him. Raises some interesting questions. He's not our first Tiamat, of course. Algerie is the first one. Hilgard's going to overcharge this sword and kill that blob monster in one blow. And while she's at it, she might as well kill the tree monster. There we go, 2 easy kills. We have no more magic points, so Fritz is going to piss off the fairy to make her active, and then farm some gems. Fairy's hanging on by a hair. Fairy's down, so only a dragon left. And I used the last few seconds for Dasica to farm some gems. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Daska, you are recruited. So I'm going to pull him out and throw in Algerie, our other Tiamat. Algerie's in a good spot for a priestess. She has quite a lot of range there. She can attack both the crystal here to beat on it to get the weapon out, and of course then the ice monster next to it. And then this path all along the way where this neutral enemy will patrol. So she's got quite a lot of coverage. However, we don't have enough space to give her a weapon yet. We still have key items to get rid of. So in the meantime, she'll be there to farm gems if need be. An NPC, Zepha, has an hourglass that she wants. Okay, we have a good setup.
Engage!
Narhal was an NPC Tiamat from a couple rounds ago who had a pretty prominent scar on his face. Okay, whatever.
Item cut. It's my turn, eh?
The Sanctity monster near Hilgard is a spider this time, and he's pretty annoying, so I want to get rid of him. In the meantime, one of the attacks that Fritz just launched opened a treasure box, so I grabbed the weapon out of it. Oh, second treasure box opened. We've got another weapon. And the spider's gone, thank goodness. I'm gunning for that little ghost now near Hilgard. And he jukes me and only takes a portion of the damage. We need Fritz to get some more gems for us.
The enemy's hurt. It's my turn. Leave your skull. Enemy's hurt.
Alright, round 2 with this ghost. He survives. We're down to 1 second left, 1.76 seconds, so I just try to get some gems.
It's my turn. Enemy's hurt. This is it.
That ghost made a fool out of me. Here's our loot from this round. Alright, more monsters. More blood for the wisp. 2 ogres, this will be fun. We have another key item to get rid of. Nor has some ancient texts that we'll give to him. Mavina was a NPC from a couple stages ago. And an era is coming to a close, isn't it?
I won't go easy on you.
There's another one of those Sanctity spiders, so I want to kill him first. There, good riddance.
The enemy's hurt. This is it. It's my turn, eh? The enemy's hurt. This is it.
Yeah, that ice ogre survived 2 full charge attacks from Fritz. That's no mean feat.
It's my turn, eh?
There, we finally get him. Just enough time for Algerie to get some gems. I try to attack this knight, but I don't have enough time to get a full charge. So I decided I'd rather have my magic point back and cancel. Okay, we finally have gotten rid of all of our key items. We can give a weapon to Algerie. Yep, none left. We're getting pretty low on key items overall, though. I'm giving her a lightning-based weapon to attack that neutral-based enemy near her.
Engage!
I won't go easy on you. I won't go easy.
Break out!
Convulse in pain. Follow my lead. Rule of I won't go easy on you. Convulse in pain.
Alright, nice job, Algerie. That dragon near Hilgard will survive an overcharge, so I have to soften him up a bit with some regular attacks.
Leave your enemies hurt! Leave your enemies hurt!
The blob creature near Hilgard decides to split himself, and if he wants to do that and cut his HP in half, be my guest. Okay, that dragon's down to half health. We should be able to finish him off this time. But unfortunately, I didn't save enough time to get a full overcharge. And as a result, he survives. Hey, at least we got a mystery stick out of it, huh? Okay, we've dragged that dragon back in. We'll be able to finish him off this time.
Engage! I won't go easy on you.
Seems like Algerie's run out of new things to say, doesn't it?
I won't go easy on you. Break out. Convulse in pain. Follow my lead.
There we go. Down goes the dragon.
It's my turn, eh?
Break out.
With that blow, Fritz has destroyed the crystal in the treasure box near there, so he's opened up the route a little bit for the enemies. And the blob guy, it was the same blob guy from last round, and he split himself again, so he's down to quarter health. I hope it was worth it. Yeah, great plan, buddy.
I won't go easy on you. Break out. Convulse in pain.
With our last magic point, Algerie gets the kill. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on kills this round. We have a good setup here. Let's keep pushing on.
I won't go easy on you. I shall.
There's a hound patrolling near Algerie, so I'll have to be careful when I charge her.
I shall. Follow my lead.
There I cancel because he's right on top of her. No reason not to kill this blob guy, though. And the blob guy tries to juke, but he's too slow. Hilgard gets him.
I won't go easy on you.
There, the Hound's back is turned, so it's safe to charge Algery.
Follow my lead. We'll obliterate them.
And Hilgard brings down the skeleton. She takes away all of his HP, but of course skeletons need one last blow to finally finish them off, so he's not counted as a kill yet. There, I've dragged him back into the round. He'll have 0 HP, but he'll still be up and walking about. Still be an easy kill. That ghost there in the corner is a final enemy, so we kill him, we end the round.
Engage.
But first, we're gonna mess up that skeleton.
I won't go easy on you.
There we go. He thought he was gonna get away. And there we go. Good job, guys. Here is one of our last inventory screens. I had a Transol to do. Unfortunately, Algerie is getting low on vitality. No surprises there considering how much I use her. She's got 10.7 now, and I happen to know for a fact she's going to get a workout next round, so I wanted to be sure to give her some vitality this time when I had the chance. Unfortunately, that of course means Transol. As luck would have it, she has a buddy in our roster. Enite is one of her friends. She has high compatibility. As we can see from this screen, Algerie will gain quite a bit of vitality. She'll lose some Law Index, but then a huge boost to her Chaos Index, which I never use anyway. The vitality is of course what I'm really focusing on. It really hurts that her Law Index is going to go down. Remember, Algerie has a 100 for her Law Index, so a perfect rating. So there's nowhere for her to go but down. Even then, it kind of kills me to have to do it. I'm going to ruin the only perfect Law Index in the game, but I want the vitality more. Enite acknowledges that Lady Algerie is her buddy. And Algerie expressing guilt. That's not very surprising, is it, from what we know of Algerie. On the next screen, we see she did gain 11.1 vitality. That's going to be enough for her. Her Law Index goes down by 3, so she's now 97 for Law Index. Of course, that's still quite good. And of course, her Chaos Index goes up by 41. Wow, whoop-de-doo. Alright, that was the only Transol I did. Let's move on. Okay, wow. A lot of shit going down, isn't there? A lot to talk about, a lot of plot happening. But here we are, face to face with Zolganark, finally. Been a long, hard road, but we're finally ready to kick his ass. And if you notice, down in the lower left is Maria. She's here with us. It looks like Zolganark didn't take away her Ancardia. That was nice of him. Although she's a silhouette, I don't think it's implied that she's dead, for reasons that I'll talk about later. However, I don't know for a fact. Regardless, we can use her in this fight, and I'm glad to have her back. I wanted to start by talking about how we finally learned a little bit about the narrator we've been listening to the whole game. However, and it kills me to do this, I find this guy really interesting, and I like what he does and why he was introduced to the story. But I figured this video is going to be long enough as it is, so I'm going to address this guy in a different video, probably a bonus one, in favor of keeping things moving for now. In the flashback, we saw the T-Mats complaining about their lot in life, and from the sound of it, yeah, they were getting fucked pretty hard by the Night Kingdom. It looks like they're reaching a boiling point when Azan decides to calm them down and says, no, we can't act without thinking. They ask him, alright, what's your plan? And his plan is revealed as, let's have Alier get married to the prince. At first, of course, they don't like that. However, Azan reveals that he has knowledge of the unwritten law, and in fact, he's aware that Wilmgard is the arbitrator. So, not only is it a political marriage where he can unite the two kingdoms and hopefully relieve some of the tension between the two races, he also wants to bring that power to his bloodline. So, pretty clever. He's got an ulterior motive. Of course, Princess Alier volunteers willingly and says, yes, I'll do it for my people. I wanted to point out this was set 21 days before the prince was to be wed. So, it didn't take very long, did it? They apparently ran this past Wilmgard, he agreed to it, and they decided, alright, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Of course, it didn't come to pass, did it? In the second flashback, we saw the guardian angel that we had seen before. She's the one that blew up the tower in the Moonlit Sanctuary, which of course is a room in the castle. That's where we fought Melissa the last time. Speaking out loud, if you want to make this contract, show yourself. And she states that her mission is to purify herself and become stronger. She then identifies herself as Marietta, and that is extremely significant for those who have played the other Department Heaven games. I'll discuss that a bit more in a bonus video down the road, but suffice to say, that's kind of a big deal that she's Marietta. As we saw, she falls to the ground in pain, and Zolganark laughs off screen as we see what happened. She was split into Maria and Melissa. So there it is. It's been hinted at a couple times in the game, but yes, Maria and Melissa are of the same person. They're two halves of the same whole, and they came from Marietta. Much earlier in the game, gosh, I think this was scene 13, somewhere in that neck of the woods, we saw a pause talk in which Dreas mentioned Marietta. However, that's the only time she's come up in this playthrough, up until this point. Now, as I mentioned, she was the one that blew up the tower. This is the tower that offended Asgard. She was sent down to neutralize it. And after she had done so, she was pondering to herself, why did they do this? Eventually she came to the conclusion that it's her own fault, that she lacked the strength to teach them. And then she concluded with, I have to purify myself. During the story of the game, we'd see cutscenes here and there of Maria or Melissa making references to this. Here Maria's thinking to herself, that the fact that Melissa was looking for the Ancardia was proof that she couldn't escape the contract. And that was a result of a failure to understand the consequences of actions, and foolishly trying to become pure. The last time we actually fought Melissa, Maria had some strong words for her, saying, I'll defeat you and become my true self once more. Melissa agreed to this, saying, yes, only one of us can exist, so yes, we are going to fight. She went on to say that for the two of them to exist at once was against the rule, so it's blasphemous for the two of them to be running around like that. Anyway, I think we've gotten the point here. Zolganark was revealed to be the voice that Marietta was talking to, and said that I've done my part, you're now purified, and you don't need the discarded portion, so it's going to be my pawn. And that's how Melissa came to be a lackey of Zolganark. Maria mentioned that she was unable to break free from the contract. She was stuck into servitude towards Zolganark. In fact, she is the one that killed King Wilmgard, as we saw in a flashback. Anyway, moving on. During the present-day cutscene, we saw Yelma rush to the castle and threaten Zolganark, which is kind of funny. Zolganark's saying, "What are you doing?" And she says, "I'm going to make anyone who opposes me disappear." And then, of course, tries her best. It wasn't good enough. Hey, dipshit, maybe you should test it out before you run up to Zolganark. Just a thought. Whatever. Zolganark returned fire, and the game made it very clear in no uncertain terms that Yelma is now dead. So that's right, we don't fight Yelma in this game. Zolganark took her out for us. She is out of the story. Of course, shortly after, we confront Zolganark ourselves, and I have to say I'm happy they did this. If you remember, we went on our merry chase looking for our corpse. Man, that was around scene 30 or so. So they could have very easily made it another 10 to 15 stages just to get back to the castle. But instead they jumped right to the chase, and here we are. Zolganark saying, "Oh, we meet again. Well, I'm going to take your body, and it's going to be the vessel for my soul." With Zolganark's power combined with the Arbitrator, yes, that's going to be bad news. But he's got to go through us first. And that brings us to where we are now. Yep, next round we are fighting Zolganark. It's going to be a fast and furious battle. Another one of those fights where we have to get the momentum in our favor. It's going to be a fun one, though. It's going to be quite chaotic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.